When designing any trading plan, one of the first questions that we need to ask is, how do we actually get into a trade? How do we enter? Now, this entry component is typically something that traders spend a lot of time trying to really define and find that perfect entry. Right from the outset, I just want to make sure that we put things into perspective. A lot of people are often quoted, successful traders, quoted as saying that the entry component of a trading system really only is about 10% of the overall sort of success or failure of that particular system. So right from the outset, I want to make sure that you don't spend too much time getting caught up in looking for that perfect indicator. I know I did it when I first started trading, especially when I got my charting package, Metastock, and I looked at all of the different indicators in there. I think I could, say I've probably tried a few hundred at least different indicators in my system testing to try and find that perfect entry. You want to make sure that you keep things in perspective and not get caught up looking for that holy grail. I know what I'm saying here may not change the course of events for you, but I hope you take this on board. The real key is to make sure that you have something in place for each of the components that I'm going to go through, including entry. With all that said and done, I suppose that doesn't change the fact that you still need an entry system. You still need a way to get into the market. Now, what I suggest is you model your entry on already successful systems out there. There are plenty of people detailing their entire system, and you can model your entry off their system. Books are a fantastic example of where you can find out some excellent entry systems. You see, there are a lot of traders out there who give away their complete trading system in a book. In fact, they invest their life's work into a book, and then you can buy that book for $30. It really does represent excellent value. So what I recommend is you go out, get some of the trading classics, and try and find a trading guru or a trading mentor out there whose work resonates with you. Someone who, when you read their entry rules, you go, yes, that makes sense for me. And then you can start to document those rules and then implement them into your system. For me, what I've found works is as long as I have a few boxes ticked, it doesn't really matter what entry system I use. I like to make sure that I'm, number one, first and foremost, trading with the trend. I like to make sure that I'm trading in the direction of the trend, not against the trend. Number two, I like to make sure that there's enough liquidity in what I'm trading. If I need to get in or out of a trade, I don't want to be moving the market just by me putting my order in or taking my order out. Depending on what market you trade, that may or may not apply for you. And then finally, I also like to make sure that there's enough volatility. I need to make sure the instrument that I am trading is going to move enough for me to make the profit or the reward that I need to make. So I also look at volatility. There are three things that I look at. Now, that works for me. You need to find what works for you. At this point, I suppose there's three things that you can do. You can either try and design your own entry rules yourself from scratch and do your own testing and do your own trailblazing, or you can go out there and try and find some gurus or mentors that you can model your entry system off. Or number three, you can go out there and buy pre-made systems that are out there and just take their already tested systems and effectively, just rip out their entry system and include it as part of your system. You really do have those three options. So depending on what's right for you, your next step is you need to go out there and document what your trading rules are and how you're going to get into the market. And remember, the entry really is a very small part of your overall system. So try not to get too caught up in making sure it's completely perfect. The real key here is you just need to get it documented, get it written down, and then move on to the next chapter. I'll see you in the next video.